Welcome to my latest episode of my Macclesfield career. This will be sort of one of two episodes where I'm sort of speaking over what I sort of did in the last year. As I've said last year, I've sort of changed my setup. I have a new setup now. I've just got two videos to talk over, this and next episode. Sort of where I'm like, oh, I'm doing this, rather than me sort of chopping like bits of it live and all stuff like that. So I think I have a few OBS issues because my old machine was quite limited. It actually is there right now. It's done me well. It's sort of an 8-year-old rebuild I have, but now I've got a proper PC, proper machine. And yeah, I just sort of went for a season. I'm at that stage now where again I'm just winning the league comfortably, and I was kind of like, right, skip to the end of the season, get it done. It's all going very nicely, very well. I'm looking at a preview here to so I can see because it's on my laptop. Again, last time I'll be doing this because it'll all be on here. Since it'll be out a few weeks ago compared to when this video is, but I had an article done on me about I think I mentioned it last episode, and that's just mental. Like, I just do this for fun, and then next thing you know, it's in the Macclesfield newspaper about how well I've done. But yeah, that was the end of the season. It just went really well. You know what I mean? This went really well. I don't want to, I do this more of a summary series. I just want to be playing it, little funny moments. I don't want to kind of just sit and play it every game. It might change. I've got a better setup. Just want to sort of get the process done. So we go, and if I'm just sat here going, yeah, I'm winning against a team where my team's so much better than the league and not really in competition, I might as well just sim to the end of the season. Again, got a quicker PC now, so it won't take as long to record stuff like that, but it's all good. Got my new webcam, so getting used to it. But as you can see, these are my results, and we got to we did the Royal FA Trophy, got to the semi-final. I was a bit gutting. We couldn't get to the final. There's the table, and then yeah, that's all good, all good. So my team, I actually had probably one of the easiest windows I've had since I started doing FMs, or doing this series anyway, because it's one of those lovely windows where when you get to a really good Premier League level, you sort of go in the second phase of building your team, and you only need 4 or 5 sign-ins per season. With this, it was just kind of a bit easier because off camera before, when it comes up, sort of these players are about to be released. Clubs are releasing youth players. That's what I'm thinking of. So as I've renewed all my staff, as you can see, and I trimmed down the staff because I noticed finance was taking a hit. By the way, before I sidetrack, because they want to do a stadium increase of about 30 seats, and that took me from about 400,000 in the green. In terms of financial wise, the club balance, right into the red of 200,000, which they had to take a loan for, which is annoying. So I sort of took out a lot of the youth staff. I only have one youth staff. I only took like Kevin Ellison on and stuff like that. But yeah, I just sort of try to select players. Anyway, back to the youth club. So basically, when the Premier League clubs like Man United, Man City will release their youth players, I kind of just took a hit on a load of them, and there's just really good ones there. Soft and more deals, got a lot of nice tasty regens in the squad. And yeah, a lot of them just joined early on, so I didn't have to sit here worrying for ages. I just sort of added to the squad. As you can see, most of these that you see join, not all of them did. Joey Keaton would be the Zidane replacement. It was, I pronounced his name wrong. It was brilliant. Sadly, he didn't want to stay for another year, which is a bit gutting. I look at Charles Hagan guy, and yeah, it was the way this was a thing I was on about with the money side. But it just all came together, and I made like my 6 sign-ins just within a few hours. Usually it takes about 4 or 5 hours, and there'll be FM mutuals go, I take 10 years to do my first one, but you know what I mean, when I'm just at it, and I'll go in for about 40 players, and most of them just came back. So it's actually a really easy window. I got shifted some players that I didn't need, some left on freeze that didn't work out or I'd outgrown, and yeah, all for youth. I haven't had any good youth intake since I started, not even worth showing. And yeah, it's all good. It's just all good as we went into the next big season, Conference North. Where I want to there you go. Look, there's confirmation of the signings. Joey Keaton, he is a centre mid. I'm sort of putting my hopes onto it. He's never going to be as good as Zidane was, but as folks going to give me 10 pieces of wood and Zidane egg wall, and it'll be there. It's funny because it's coming from Man United youth. Anyway, God, I talk so much rubbish. All the youth players, I sort of let a few players go, get off the wage bill, get them out on freeze. Charles Hayter's a good winger I signed. So just getting my squad depth in really well, like instantly, which was nice. I just want to hit momentum, go into the North, do really well. Those are my transfers. Look at some old players. He did a good season. Fair enough, I was a bit annoyed when he left, of course. But it's nice to see where my old players have gone. All these that have stayed and got on loan, it didn't do too well for me at all. He's a bit of a flop, but I didn't cost the club much. He obviously hasn't played a game for Queen's Park Rangers. And yeah, it's all gone quite swimmingly well, funny enough, which I wasn't really expecting so well in a sort of that transition phase. But it's gone from really into recruitment, as I said on my article. And yeah, we sort of get our players in, a load left, not as many like the Exodus last season was. I hope I don't have Exodus this season. They've kept going in to be in the North now. That's the first phase done. That's like the pressure off stage. The board just wanting to get playoffs next season, and then we will go into the sort of second phase, which is get to the Football League. That would be difficult. Well, it might be quite easy. Depends how the momentum goes. Once I'm in the Football League, I've hit the target of a save. For instance, my Torquay one before was get them in the Football League, and then this Macclesfield one came through. So get them in the Football League, and then it's just go over from there. With me, once I've sort of the time, as I sort of edited all my other content on my YouTube channel, it would be like get up as many as possible, sort of go for. I'll record a season, funniest bits of the season. I'll put in videos, like 2 or 3 videos, 2, 3, 4 a season, and you sort of see what's going on. First to do sort of bulkier videos, sort of less uploads, if that makes sense. Because unlike a lot of other FM YouTubers, I have a lot of other things going on my channel. It's just me rejecting offers for Christensen, and yeah, just. It all went well. It was a great window, which is really like to see as there's confirmation as what I was just saying. It's still a lot to get playoffs, which I should be getting if I'm honest. I've basically had this sort of team budget, Conference North budget since day one. So that was my aim. Obviously, it gets to the point when you hit that threshold where, like a Wrexham one, if you do, where you get to like League One and you're no longer the big boys that you were in the National League Division. So once we get to that stage, that's when we're about to get to probably in the second phase of it. You have to manage your sort of income more. You're not just going in for big players or best players in the league. You've got to sort of have a bit of a underdog mentality, which is what I want to do. I want to have a team of just youngsters really once I get into the National League and the Football League and grow from there. Obviously, you get worth a lot more the higher leagues you sort of go. Look at an affiliate as well. I tend to sort of steer away from them because I find them almost like a bit of, not a cheat code. They are a thing, but I think you can use them a bit more than football clubs sometimes do. Talk at them, but that's different because Gary Johnson's our manager and the son. Lee Johnson was at Bristol City, and we just had 3 or 4 players. We signed a few in the end. He's now at Sunderland, so we've got like 1 player because obviously the geography of that. But yeah, I'll probably get one in. And to the first game of the season, we're playing proper clubs now. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. We're playing clubs that are Macclesfield sort of size where we want to be, sort of every game. And yeah, we sort of went into the York game. It was not much really happened. As I said, I'm really looking forward to having a fast PC because I can fly through these games. I haven't actually tested how quick it is yet, but yeah, we sort of got the result we needed. It was a okay start, and the reason you're saying what was on about my PC there, so it got you there, is because my OBS froze twice because I was being an idiot and transferring files. I was a bit slow to tag on there. I missed the first few games because I was sort of backing up files in the background. I didn't realise the effect transferring files would have on PC at the time. So it was one of those starts where I sort of come back. I've had this twice this season, by the way. Come back and like, hey, got promoted or whatever. Come back, hey, got done loads of footage. Hey, won 5 games, and then it's just like, nah, it froze. But I just want to get through the season a bit more. Boston, this was the big one. They ruined us. They took our players. They nicked all my transfer targets. And look at us, absolutely battering them. I mean, Stefan Evans, he's ridiculously good. Already he doesn't want to talk to me at this stage in the season for a new contract. He's that good. He's Football League standard. Eddie Brown's still carrying me in terms of a team. We've had a really good start. Nicked all the results we wanted to. And we're right in the mix at the start. We won an FA Cup qualifying round. We've got 1 more of them to go. Now, as you can see, drew against Gateshead, as you can see on the table. Sort of sparse footage together. It was particularly fun. And anyway, Darlington away. Cameron Jerome is in charge of Darlington. I love that. It's really competitive. I think it was me, Boston, Darlington. The start about the top 5 are really close. And yeah, so into that game we go. What I'm going to do is instead of me sort of doing a highlights package, I'm just going to show more of the game. So Donaldson came forward early on. I can't actually remember what the score was in this result, so it's basically live for me, and lo and behold, they get a penalty because we haven't seen many of them at all on this game, which is, it's realistic, it's part of football, but it's just really frustrating when you think, don't dive in, don't dive in, don't dive in. You see the animation, it's there, we go 1-0 down, not ideal at all, but we have had a good start, so we expected, and what a hit that is, mate. He's still turning up, scoring for me, which is nice when a player sort of picks up to a level above. And yeah, great stuff. We take a point in this game. And Kidderminster, that's the other team, obviously ex-National League teams, a few ex-Football League teams and like ourselves in here. Darlington sort of, it was one of those games where we just had to pick them off, win the ball high up. We've got the ball down. I look like I'm looking down. I am looking down. Is that the laptop here? Ball into the box. Look at that header, 2-1. Joe Robb, what a signing. I've got him. I've got Eddie Brown. Demaro, I think, did I loan him 4 seasons? Kept him a 4th choice. That was in the one I've had since today, which I'm still not pronouncing his name right, but I'll call him Demaro at this stage. And then I did actually switch the strikers on. I brought an old faithful, which I had with me in my talkie one, if you've watched that, coming up soon. And then look at this. They've got a really high line. Cameron Jerome, this wasn't expecting me, you know what I mean? And then he missed. It's better not annoying, isn't it? I wonder if Cameron Jerome would be a sort of manager where, you know, he's too good for one league, not good enough for the league above. It's a joke because he's too good for Championship, not good for Premier League. Or didn't really work in Premier League. It's really good, isn't it? Anyway, I often think what Cameron Jerome would be like in a team that wasn't Norwich or Birmingham in the Premier League. Would you never know. 2-1 up at Darlington, and yeah, look at that, top of the league. I made a few changes because I realise when I do these highlights stuff, I don't actually show what I'm doing as a manager. I just kind of go, yeah, these are the games, I'll select the team there, and truth be told, I don't do a load, to be fair. My assistant does all the training. Robbie Savage isn't my director of football anymore. He left like in the 2nd or 3rd season, and his son rejected me a couple of years later, and then I kind of just, Kevin Anderson does all the work on the training ground. And then I kind of just pick my team, sign player, that's all. I'm basically like a glorified director of football. I literally do Savage's job in Macclesfield. But it's also nice, I can start doing a bit of game management. I'm at that stage where if it's like the 85th minute, I'll drop the line, put time waiting on sometimes, stop it again in stoppage time and do that. Because you need that more when you're like 4-0 up against a team you should be comfortably beaten. You don't have that. What the back post, he's had to score. He had to score that. It's weird for me right now because I'm trying to. It's literally a bit live for me because I can't actually remember what happened. But then obviously it isn't live. So, and I'm looking at a laptop, which is it's down there. Made a few more subs. Oh, didn't see that one coming. Big lap. These are the tension stages as it goes down. I haven't played FM on this new computer yet, so this was quite fast for a computer. But things like 4.5-star computer performance speed, and the new one's 5-star. And I had to play this in like medium detail so OBS didn't lag, and I'm hoping I can play this new one, or I should be playing this new one very high so you can see more texture of the FM. Christ, I need to take a water and an oxygen break in a minute. I haven't stopped talking to myself. Just passing it around, just as we do. I like to play a bit of pass football where it comes in. I like to play sort of attacking 4-4-2, but you also sort of keep it to a couple balls like that. And there he is, the man himself, Demario. Gets his first goal of the season. Look at on his weak foot, his left foot, the old striker. Him and Eddie Brown at the start. He's still my 4th choice. He's still going to play a part. And look at that for a win. Look, top of the league. Wait until next video where we'll see more of this stuff. And I hope you've liked. One more video when I was sort of waffling on to something I recorded a month ago when I was ill off the vaccine. So yeah, please like and subscribe. And yeah.